Yes, yes. All right. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Come on now. All right, we got to get rid of that. Okay. Yo, here we go. Here we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Hey, people, how y'all doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. What's going on? What is cracking? How are you? What's going on? My name is Tim Black. This is the show. I'm sorry we're a little bit late tonight. It's crazy. What can I tell you? It's just crazy. But I'm here, and hope you had a good weekend. People on Facebook and people on YouTube and people on TikTok, give it up for the Tim Black Wolf Pack. Give it up for them. We are in the house. Is my mic hot? My mic is really hot, I think. Now it's not so hot. There we go. A little bit too much juice on the mic there. Okay. Cut it down, Johnson. Whoa. Whoa. All right. So I got all my people in the house, man. What's up, my people on YouTube? Y'all there? I got any YouTube love in the house? All right. I see him in the green. Shout out to everybody who supports this show. All the Tim Black Wolfpack members, all the Johnsons out there. Give it up for them. Facebook. Is Facebook running? It should be running. The stream is in too high resolution. Oh, the stream's too high. It's 1920. It's 1080p, man. It's not like I'm running 4K, Johnson. What's the problem? Oh, they want 720. No, no, no. No 720. Guys, could you share this a little bit? Can we get some shares on this stream? They don't want us to speak truth. They want some nonsense on the social websites. We want to speak some truth to power, man. You guys okay on Facebook? Keep saying your resolution's too high. Damn. First the bit rate was too high, now the resolution's too high. All right, so look, guys. Once again, thank you for being here. Check this out, guys. If you're new to the show, on Tuesdays and Fridays, this show opens phone lines. That's what we do. People call up to this show. Tomorrow we will open phone lines, so be a part of that if you want to speak some truth to power of your own. I invite you to do that tomorrow. Become a part of the show yourself. But today is Monday, and that means, folks, I got a couple of stories that I like to run by you, get you caught up to speed a little bit on what's going on in the world while you were sleeping. Oh, happy belated Father's Day, guys. Come on now, all the fathers out there. And all the people assuming father roles, who's been acting as a father, in a father capacity. That's important, guys. Give that up as well, Johnson. Come on, Johnson. You don't gotta have the title to do the job. To be in the spot, to show some love, to show some leadership, right? That's it. All right. I got a couple things here. Okay, so if you're new to this show, if you're used to this show, if you know this show, there's something going on with Derek Chauvin, the former officer, Minnesota officer that was convicted. The sentencing is Friday. Yep, that's right. It's about that time, Johnson. The moment, of sentencing has arrived. And I haven't heard much talk about it. I got a little something here about it. Let's see what we got here. Let's go to graphic 2. Here we go. Minnesota prosecutor felt a little bad for Derek Chauvin after the murder conviction. Felt a little bad about Chauvin. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison said he felt satisfaction when the jury convicted Derek Chauvin in George Floyd's murder. But he admitted he also felt a little bad for the guy, the disgraced former cop. Now, bullshit. Have to call it, guys. First of all, because when I first read this, I was like, I'm going to go, oh man, come on, Keith. Come on now. But this is what I realized, guys. I realized that the person who wrote this article wanted to have some way to hook you. Right? He wanted some way to hook the viewer, to hook the reader. So they put that in there. They ran with that. Like, he probably talked to him for I don't know how long. And he thought, we can build the article around this part. Because the title says he feels bad, but then he goes and says, I felt satisfaction. Do you see how it works now? You get what I'm saying? So in the same conversation, he says, I felt satisfaction that we got a conviction. It may be later, so he didn't seem like he was like trying to get revenge, but he wanted to see justice. He said, well, he's a human being, so I feel bad. I feel bad for him in that sense. Because he's a human being. He's about to go to jail for a long time. But depending on who wrote the article and what narrative they want to spin, that's how they pick what leads. So before, when I wouldn't pay attention to that thing, I wouldn't think about how much actual editorial control you have over a situation, how much you get to spin a narrative. I would have went at Keith Ellison like, Keith Ellison, what are you doing, man? What's wrong with you? Humanize this murderer. This man committed murder, brother. Why are you humanizing him? Why are you making him seem like he deserves pity, like he deserves some form of empathy? He showed nothing to George Floyd. But maybe, just maybe, there's more to the conversation and more you can look a little bit deeper at how these articles are written. They even went again. They said it again. Now, I'm in the second paragraph. They're going to say it all over again. I will admit, I felt a little bad for the defendant. Now, it sounds like maybe the reporter asked him something. Because it says, I will admit. Did he just come out and say, I admit this? I will admit? Or was he like asked a series of questions? Like, what do you think to Derek Chauvin, blah, 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 blah. He's like, well, I admit. I felt a little bad for him. Ellison told Scott Pelley on CBS 60 Minutes, I think he deserved to be convicted. But he's a human being. Yeah. He's a human being. You don't have to say but. We convict human beings. We don't convict animals. Right? Ellison, a former defense attorney, added, I'm not in any way wavering on my responsibility, but I hope we never forget that people who are defendants in our criminal justice system, that they are human beings. See, what Keith Ellison has to do here is have to walk that tightrope. Because we know we have a system that's designed to do what? Make slaves. Benefit corporations. Make money. That's what our system is designed to do. So, and I'm going to be totally transparent. There's been a couple times as I'm covering Derek Chauvin case, I did think about the fact that here I am, wanting this guy to get locked up. And that's not normally something I do, but I think it's okay to want killers to be locked up. Don't feel trepidation about wanting a killer to go to jail. You're not giving in to the system because you want a murderer off the street, particularly one who gets to murder with impunity. Particularly one who gets to murder someone slowly in broad daylight in front of people with camera phones and be backed by the state when he does it. Don't feel bad about that person going to jail. Don't feel bad about wanting to go to jail. You're not a hypocrite. That's what some morons like, I don't know, like Tim Dillon. I'm not saying he's a moron, but he is. He is a moron. He made a comment like that, like, so now they want the cops. Now they like the cops. No, we want justice. This is what they don't get. I know it's very lucrative to go towards the right and support the right and give Tucker Carlson a pass and all this racist bigotry and to support that type of nonsense and act totally dumbfounded when confronted with bigotry and act like, I don't know. I don't understand anything. I'm just totally oblivious. I'm just a comedian. I'm not that smart. That's what they do. But see, here's the thing, guys. And I know that a lot of you wonder who this guy is I'm talking about. Don't worry about it. Not trying to give him a new audience. I just want to say, you're not a hypocrite if you want Derek Chauvin to go to jail. And Keith Ellison is probably doing this political thing here because wants the system to seem fair. I mean, George Floyd was a human being. And so I'm not going to ever forget that everyone in this process is a human being or is a person. Now, just so you remember, Chauvin, his sentencing is on Friday. His conviction in April on second-degree murder and third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter. In the May 25, 2020 murder case, police in custody case in Minneapolis of George Floyd. Keith Ellison also goes on to say something that's very interesting. He says, I wasn't convinced we would get a verdict until they said we got a verdict. Never for a second was Keith Ellison. He says, I was never convinced we were going to win this case until we heard the verdict of guilty. And why does he feel that way with overwhelming evidence? Why does he feel that way when he looked at I'm sure he looked at all of the evidence, talked to the witnesses? Well, because he remembered what happened with Rodney King. We had footage. We had racist cops. We had everything. And Rodney King, the officers that beat the hell out of Rodney King, all walked. Mark Furman, that's his name. Is it Mark Furman? I don't know. Am I getting somebody mixed up? Yeah, I'm getting somebody mixed up. I'm sorry. Thinking about another case. He says, I remember how devastated I was when I heard that the jury acquitted those officers. Whenever an officer is charged with an offense, particularly when the victim is a person of color, it's just rare that there is accountability. Now, just so you know, this is what now, I like many of my viewers, like you, hopefully, I want Derek Chauvin to get the maximum amount of time allowable by law. I'm positive, in my mind, I feel very comfortable saying he deserves every day he gets if it was the maximum sentence, which would be 30 years in prison. 30. Trenta. Chauvin's lawyers have asked that he be given probation. Chauvin also wants a new trial. They say the high-profile nature of the case tended the jury, with prosecutors firing back last week that the judge should deny that request. So Chauvin's lawyers say there was no way he could get a fair trial. The case is just too big. It's too famous. The jury's tenure is too high-profile a case. Here goes a suggestion. Don't kill people in broad daylight in front of phones and cameras and witnesses, mocking them and threatening the people with the cameras that you're going to mace them as you slowly kill a man for over 9 minutes. Maybe if you didn't kill an unarmed man who was handcuffed, you wouldn't have to worry about a tainted jury or too high-profile a case. Maybe you should just shut up and do your time. Popo. Ex-Popo. And anybody who supports Derek Chauvin or runs these stupid-ass talking points about, oh, woe is me, he's a killer. You wouldn't have that type of attitude about empathy for Ray Ray up the block. You wouldn't have that type of empathy for someone driving a car, vehicular manslaughter, had a couple drinks too many. Because there's accountability for actions. Can Derek Chauvin be redeemed? That's between him and his God. But as for our justice system, 30 years. Do some good work in prison. Enjoy your stay, sir. Moving on. Let's do this one. I have not been following the mayoral race in New York. But someone's going to become mayor. Someone's going to get elected in New York. Anybody following this at all? Kinda. Okay, first of all, let me show you who's in this. You might not even know, okay? Let's imagine that some people have not paid attention at all to this. Okay. Well, let me first show you everyone. Okay, here's everyone. Andrew Yang, Eric Adams, Sean Donovan, Diane Morales, Ray McGuire, Catherine Garcia, Maya Wiley, and Scott Stringer. Okay? Those are the 8 contestants. 8 contenders there. 8 contenders. Some of these people are so horrible they should not be here. At all. If I had a way to put an X over this, I would. I would just X out some of these people. The first one I would X out would be Sean Donovan. He was House Secretary. I didn't like him then. I don't like him now. He was a smug bastard then when I had to oversee the technology for his office and all the other folks who reported to him at the Housing of Urban Development. You remember me, Sean, you bastard. Also, Wayne McGuire can have several seats, as should Scott Stringer, several seats. Well, this is just my opinion. I don't really know their policies as much. I do realize that Diane Morales is I think the most progressive of the bunch, followed maybe by Maya Wiley, formerly worked for Bill de Blasio. But this is who it's coming down to, according to polling. Eric Adams, Catherine Garcia, Maya Wiley, and Andrew Yang. What is so amazing about this, folks, As these numbers have really shifted. Okay, the numbers have done some rearranging because, as you can see there on that grid, of the top four, Andrew Yang is in bottom place or last place. Wasn't always the case. At one point, he was the front runner. But then Andrew Yang, people got to know him a little bit better. He started talking. Back when he was running for the president, initially he seems refreshing and interesting. He's lighthearted, appears to mean well, but then as you start to unpeel the layers, it's like, what's wrong with this guy? He's running to be president. Then I start seeing things, and we've had this conversation. We've been through all this. But I said it never seemed like he was really taking things very seriously. And it looks like that's what kind of happened in the New York race. Just really doesn't seem like he's taking it all that seriously, that he wants to be mayor of New York. Kind of a big job. So here we go. Another thing about the New York race you may not know is that ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting. Now, the primary election's on Tuesday. We'll get back to ranked choice voting in a second. Even though the election's on Tuesday, it may be weeks before they find out who won the top contest. Given the electoral makeup of the city, the winner of the contest is highly likely to be elected mayor in November. On Tuesday night, we should find out which candidate is leading among the ballots, and during 9 days of early voting. But election officials must then wait for tens of thousands of absentee ballots to arrive, and those will need to be counted as well. And once again, the city is using ranked choice voting for the first time in the mayoral race. Mayoral. In the mayor's race. Only New Yorkers' first choice votes will be counted right away, but their other votes or their other choices could potentially be decisive. So I'm getting all this from the New York Times. Okay? Why will it take so long for you to know the winner? Absentee ballots, folks, are not due until a week after primary day, and voters have time after that to cure any problems that do arrive. The City Board of Elections has received about 210,000 requests for absentee ballots, and in a closely fought race like this one, those votes could make a difference. More than 68,000 people have filled out and returned their absentee ballots so far. So they roughly know how many they have to come that could still come in. More significantly, we cannot assume that the candidate who is winning after the first choice votes are counted on primary night will end up victorious because ranked choice voting. Another candidate could win more second and third choice votes and overtake the candidate. Okay. Now here's a question. Is the candidate who's ahead on primary night likely to win? Ranked choice voting is used in other cities like San Francisco, and the candidate who is ahead after the first round usually prevails. But usually it's not good enough when it comes to elections. So, well, Tim, what about the Republicans? What about them? It's New York. The Republican primary for mayor is much simpler. There are only two candidates, Curtis Silva, and the founder of the Guardian Angels, and Fernando Mateo, an entrepreneur. We should know the winner on primary night based on who has a majority of votes. The winner of the Republican primary will face off against the winner of the Democratic one in the general election on November 2nd. Democrats outnumber Republicans 6-1 in New York. So, doesn't really matter. I mean, now I'm going to put this out to the Wolfpack. Wolfpack members, you guys have a preference who wins New York? Put down who you think should win New York. Put that in the comments section for me. What say you? In fact, we're going to run a poll. We're going to run a poll and kind of get the consensus of the Wolfpack. I know that Jamal Bowman has been out canvassing and supporting Maya Wiley, which I find very interesting. She sounds... I like some of the things I heard her say on defunding the police, reimagining policing in New York, as opposed to Eric Adams, who sounded more like he just wanted more cops. But it's weird because he says he doesn't just want to throw more cops in the mix. But he used to be a cop, so I'm kind of confused. He used to be a cop, but the police union endorsed Andrew Yang, who everyone kept telling me was just like Bernie. Imagine the police union endorsing Bernie. I don't think that would ever happen. See when I told you? See when I kept saying that? There's so many people that owe me an apology. And look, I don't want to make it all about me. I'm just saying. But you said I was wrong about Andrew being a shapeshifter schemer. But how the hell he get the police union endorsement? And you kept telling me he was the second coming of Bernie Sanders. How the hell does that happen? Make that make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. You don't make sense. And you owe me an apology. I'll take that in a Cash App. TBTV Media. I know it's none of my Wolfpack who did that. It's just these people with the blue hats that kept losing their minds whenever you criticize Andrew Yang. Just lost him, just lose your minds, lose your mind. Ah! Yeah, let me know who you think should win this thing. Or who's better, who's going to be better for New York based on who's there. Interesting. Interesting stuff, guys. Let's see real quick. Let's see if we got any responses to that, because I'm just wondering. I'm wondering, Johnson. Oh, man, can we get some shares on the show tonight? Goodness gracious. We got a couple people. This thing's spinning. Maya Wiley and Morales, even though they suck too. Wiley and Morales suck. That's bad. Pizza Rat for mayor. Yep, he is like Barney. None of the above. If you have to support the police, you certainly aren't a friend of us. That's sort of how I see it. Wiley, just because she hasn't said or done anything outright disqualifying. But they all suck, Johnson. Man, I'm telling you, I got the best Wolfpack. I got the best members. It's almost unfair how good we are. Yeah, it's not fair to the rest of the groups out there, the other commentators, man. I cornered the market on the best fans. It's crazy. Best supporters, best chat, best phone calls. We're the shit. What? You are shit. We are the shit. It's a difference. Same words, but differences matter. Guys, I've been hearing a lot of complaining about workers not wanting to go back to work, or they're calling people lazy, saying they want to collect unemployment. And there's also this narrative here that's also hilarious. Where are we here? Retail workers quit at record rates for higher paying jobs. My life isn't worth a dead-end job. Retail workers are quitting at record rates for higher paying work. My life isn't worth it. Hey, it's both the same article. One's at the Washington Post. The other one is at the National Business of the San Diego Union Tribune. How can they both have the same title, Johnson? That's crazy. Now look. Retail workers are quitting their jobs for better paying jobs. Good. Good. They should quit. They should get higher paying jobs. You know, these bastards who love to say, oh, these people don't want to work for minimum wage. They don't want to work because they're not getting paid enough. They're complaining. They just want their unemployment. Here goes something. People who have money to invest, some of them don't work at all. They just put their money in the Wall Street and go smoke a cigar on a yacht. And I don't hear you ever talk about how lazy they are. No, you never talk about how lazy that is. Yeah, all the day trading bastards, you call that working? Day trading? That's it. That's how they support themselves. Mommy or daddy left them some money or whatever. There's money in the family, and they spend all their time just trading. So if retail workers are quitting their jobs because there are better jobs out there, that's what they should do. It's funny how they want capitalism for themselves, but when workers start utilizing capitalism for themselves, now we have a problem. I thought moving up into a better position to take care of your families, to earn more money, was what people are supposed to do. So you don't want us taking unemployment. Now you don't want us to take better jobs. Sounds to me like you work for corporations, not the people, Johnson. That's exactly what it is. Retail workers drained from the pandemic and empowered by a strengthening job market are leaving jobs like never before. And I salute them and I applaud them. Maybe they found out that standing on their feet behind a counter, risking their life that they could catch COVID, probably wasn't worth it. Yeah, maybe they figured it out. There's got to be other ways. And since those other markets needed workers, the jobs were open. They paid more and they had better benefits. So workers are looking out for themselves, which is, who else is looking out for them? They're supposed to look out for themselves. What kind of pompous, arrogant reporters are these that are making it seem like they should do anything else? It's obvious these corporations, they're not looking out for the employees. They're looking out for their investors. They're looking out for Wall Street investors, right? Shareholders, that's it, shareholders. Their vice presidents, their presidents, the CEOs that collect the big salaries. That's who they're looking out for. In fact, some of these corporations got loans and all types of loans from the government, and what'd they do? They still laid off workers, and they gave themselves raises. Stop acting like you're surprised when you hear them do that, when they did the same thing 10 years ago during the Great Recession under Obama. Exactly the same game book. Exactly the same game plays. Same thing. It's a button hook. Run down, turn around, and I'm going to hit you, put it right there on the numbers. That's what they did under Obama. They did the same thing now under Biden. Americans are ditching their jobs by the millions, and retail is leading the way with the largest increase in resignations of any sector. So, I'm trying to understand the narrative here. People who resign don't get unemployment, right? Isn't that what they kept saying? These people are resigning because they have better jobs. Maybe if you paid these people better or paid them more, they'd stay. I know it's a crazy idea. I know it's nutty. But maybe if you paid them more, they'd stay. Then you can stop crying in your cappuccino on your yacht. Some are finding less stressful positions at insurance agencies, marijuana dispensaries, banks, and local governments, where their customer service skills are rewarded with higher wages and better benefits. Folks, This is what's supposed to happen. Now, I know a lot of us were talking about a strike, a national strike, in order to take powers back away from the corporations, back away from the 1%. A national strike hasn't happened. But this is a good start. It's a good start that workers are taking control or are forcing their will on industries now. This is good. I feel excited about this. It's a very positive step that employees are saying, hey, we can have an impact on the job market. We can have an impact on these corporations. I support this, the hell out of this. That's all. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I know it's not the same thing as a big strike, everyone going on strike. I recognize that. But these big corporations, they're laying people off, right? They took their loan money and still lay people off, right? If you could find a better job, why would you not take it? These workers who have children, how hard was it to find daycare? I've been hearing the most callous conversations and discussion around employment over the last couple of weeks. I mean, schools just ended here in Maryland. The school season just ended. So, but all these parents who have kids, where were they going? Like, if the parents had to go into work, if the jobs were open, they could go into the office, who were going to watch the kids? I didn't hear half of these commentators on Fox News even bring up the fact about childcare. So, it's a lot of callousness, in this conversation. So I'm just glad to hear a little bit of payback for the workers. Payback to these corporations. You can find a better job, why not take it? Better benefits, more pay. It's a no-brainer. You're supposed to treat your workers so well that they don't want to leave. Workers don't owe you a damn thing. Anyway, okay. It's going to be a short night, guys. But I do have one more story. And folks, I saw this originally on TikTok. I'm saving it. I hope we don't get shut down for this. But this creeped me the hell out, okay? This creeped me the hell out, folks. There's something going around on TikTok. It's called the Fake Cry Challenge. And actually, I don't even know if that's the name of it. But it's like Caucasian women. That's all I've seen do it. So it's really weird. All of them are pretending to be in distress, crying, and then all of a sudden they stop. And it's all about how convincingly can you cry and then show that that was all BS. I know it sounds weird. Hopefully YouTube will let me play it because I'm sure some of you haven't seen it. Check this out.
Turn it off.
Okay, does that make any sense to anyone here? That make any sense? You guys get that? That makes sense? Did that? Okay, so let's try to do it one more time, and then we'll go to another video where someone explains it better than I can. Okay? So let's go back to it.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Hey, look, they took my last video down for hate speech, so I'm not going to say anything. All I'm going to say is, under that sound, there's a bunch of videos of white women who are crying. And then when the beat drops, they stop crying, right? And the challenge is to show how convincing that performance was. I'm not going to say anything. All I'm going to say is, right? I'm not going to say anything. Right. Right. Hey, look, they took my last...
All right, so, creepy, right? Very creepy. Scary even. Unsettling. And the real kicker about this is, you know how many black people lost their lives because white women did this? Yeah. A lot of people that look like me had pieces of their bodies cut off, then was set on fire for shit just like this. Still don't want us to talk about critical race theory though, right? See, it's just a game. I can't even hold these young women really accountable because chances are they don't know anything about racism in America because their parents don't want them to know anything. It's kind of convenient for people not to want you to know the history, and they're not the ones who were brutally murdered by racists. Maybe that's the reason why they don't want you to know, because they're not the ones who fear it happening again to them or feared that, things going back to the way they were. But it's real easy for us to go back to the way things were when people don't even know what they were because overly reactive, fragile assholes don't want you to know, don't want their kids to know. See, I want to hold these kids accountable, but we have to educate them first. We've had this conversation on the Tim Black Show on a Friday night. I had a caller call up and say, all these kids, they already know everything. And that's when you're wrong. People don't know everything. Not everyone understands or truly knows about Emmett Till. About Emmett Till, the young boy, what was he, 12 years old, 13 years old, who came from Chicago to the South, and a lady lied on him and said that a white woman said he whistled or did something to her when he hadn't. She just made it up. And a couple of days later, he was lynched. That's not the only story like that. There are lots of stories like that. Where women just made things up. Because nothing pissed off white guys more than the fear of a black man messing with a white woman. Now, a lot of people are pushing back on this challenge. A lot of people are pushing back on this challenge because they said the wrong message is being sent on so many levels. Of course, there's always a racial element that we could examine the racial elements behind it, which I just did. But it's also the thing where it's just not good for women in general. Yeah, because they want you to believe women, but then we got these women showing you why you can't believe women. Now, it's not as if guys can't pretend. There are a lot of great male actors, right? But I haven't seen a white guy challenge where white guys pretend to be crying and then suddenly stop on cue. Here's the thing though, guys. This is the deal. White guys, they'll pretend would not be crying. They would pretend not to know why you're pissed off at them. At least that's been my experience. They're like pretending they don't know why you want to punch them in the mouth. What? What's wrong? Yeah, that'll be the white guy challenge. It'll be like, a lot of the brothers will get upset. I don't know. What's wrong? What's this problem? I don't get it. Why? Oh, what's going on? I don't understand. What's the problem? Pardon? Dum, 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 dum. Play the music. What did I say? What did I say? It's just a joke. You guys are so sensitive. I don't even know what's going on. I didn't know I couldn't say that. Why are you being so sensitive? You're so violent and angry. Dum, 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 dum. Oh, calm down. Why you want to fight me? Why you want to beat my ass? Calm down. What? You're just so violent. You guys, you people are so angry all the time. What's wrong with calling you people? I mean, you people are standing there upset. You guys are so angry. It's scary. You're scaring me. You're so... Dum, 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 dum. But let me be more serious for a minute here, guys. Historically, this is a bad look for women. It's a double bad look for white women based on the racial history in America. Now, there's a lot of things to play on the internet, a lot of things to do. But this is a bad look because it conjures up thoughts. And I don't, I just think some young people just don't give a shit. I understand that. I get it. In America, we trivialize this to a certain extent. We trivialize our bad history. If I gotta sit through another documentary or another series where they take black people and run them through Texas Chainsaw Massacre of fantasy land and racism just to entice an audience, I'm gonna puke, man. I almost sent a tweet about this over the weekend. Mrs. Black, she was watching the Underground Railroad on Prime, Amazon Prime, and I avoided watching it because I don't need another show that shows me how horrible and racist America is. I don't really need that show. I know that show. I grew up in that show. Okay? I'm living that show now. And I definitely don't need to go back 150 years. Was even worse. Right? And there's but she's watching it, and I watched a little of it. And I just had this overwhelming feeling of, why has this become such a thing? It's like the fourth or fifth, series in the last year or so. Just like this fictional fantasy, scientific, science fictional, amazingly orchestrated cinematography, kaleidoscope of pain for black people. Just pain after pain. There was like Us or Them or this other thing. It started with Get Out, right? And it's just been like on and on and on. It's horrible. Get Out was the best one. But now it's just getting worse and worse and worse. The last one I saw, it was like they were just watching themselves be like, watching black people be like mutilated, like killed for fun, like in a fictional world. This can't be good for the psyches of black people that gotta watch this. This can't be good for you to keep watching like fictional stories, some of them based in reality. I remember there was the Watchmen one was great. I loved it, but there has to be a cumulative effect of continuing to see black people be lynched, raped, brutalized, 12 years enslaved with sci-fi and spacemen and just crazy. They come up with different creative ways for me to keep seeing, right, black people get obliterated by bigots, racists, slave owners. And I'm just saying, like, and I can't blame these girls. These girls on TikTok are not creating these series, and they're not acting in them, and they're not directing them, and they're not banking them, and they obviously aren't watching them either. Yeah, because we're watching them. We're tuning into them because we want to see black people so badly, we'll see them at any price we have to pay is worth it to see other black people. And it's like, but give me a Django. There you go. Give me a Django. Give me a fucking, that's what I want. I want an unmake-believe based on fantasy of, but that's weighing a little bit. Give me a Hateful Eight. Give me something like that. I know it's not true, but I don't think it's good to keep sitting through. It can't be mental health is important. And I know I'm going on a little rant here, but I got a point. The point is, the kids aren't learning this shit because you don't want them to know. You don't want them to know about race theory, but you had no problem putting these shows on. You got them playing games with our lives and, making jokes of probably the deepest fear black men have had for the last 200 years in America. They got a skit. They're playing, it's a joke to them. They Tony Bakerized a fucking history with a voiceover and forgot that we got lynched for this shit. Because somebody pretended. And there's nothing. So don't tell me on one hand, they just want us to hate ourselves and we'll feel so guilty. They want us to hate us. They want white people to be hated and hate ourselves and divide. Nah, I don't think these young women, these young people, particularly white people, young white people are really that offended and that afraid or that feel guilty that much. Because they're making jokes about it, man. Yeah, Tucker Carlson, you can't have this narrative. Ben Shapiro, you can't have this narrative. A weird guy who pretended like he had 2 doctorates when you barely look like you got a GED. Like, you guys can't pretend that white people are going through such emotional turmoil, having to confront the history of the United States, and still we see the reality. They're actually just making jokes and making TikTok videos, pretending, laughing at it. They're pretending to be Karens. That's how much the Karen wave offends them. And they're like, who could be the best Karen? Right? That's what they're doing. What was the park? What's the park in New York City? Central Park. The Central Park Karen that called the cops on the bird watcher. They're like, Ben, who could be the best Karen? Who can be the best? And that best Karen will get an Oscar. Right? You get an Oscar. Virtual. We are failing our kids, man. And I want to hold them accountable, but first they got to be educated. And the parents don't want them to be educated, and our movies are making it worse, and it's all pop culturized, the Pope fictionization of our fucking histories, and this is what we get. This is what we end up with. And I like Quentin Tarantino. But this ain't it. This ain't it. Okay? This ain't it. Shit's creepy.
Hey, look, they took my last video down for hate speech. So
all right, that's it, guys. What a night, right? Now remember, tomorrow, phone lines are open. You better call up, and you'll get to take some of the weight off me. I won't have to talk the whole show. That's always great. Remember, if you like this, if you like what you saw, go to jointimblack.com, become a member of the show starting on only $5 a month. You can be an integral part of making sure this shit keeps going. Yeah. There's no guaranteed money in this. The only way we keep it going is about viewer participation and viewer funding, because ain't nobody swooping down to get Tim Black, help Tim Black tell the truth. They rather have, some weird white girls make videos like this.
Turn it off.
Like, this is like a nightmare, man. This is... It made me... I remember, when I was working in the government as a government contractor, man, when I was younger as a government contractor, I used to call women ma'am. Yeah, I didn't want no problems, man. Hi, ma'am, how you doing? They're like, I'm 30. What are you doing calling me ma'am? Don't want any problems. Yes, ma'am. All right. Good to go. All right. Be overly professional just made the women not want you. Like, what any problems, ma'am? Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it, ma'am. All right, ma'am. Any thoughts Becky had just went away? He's nerdy. No, I'm not. I'm just not stupid. I'm afraid of you. I know what happens. No one's going to believe Tim Black. They're going to believe her. All right. Let's go to comment section, see what we got here. I'm creeped out. I don't know about you guys. I'm creeped out by it. Sheldon Hughes in the house. Thank you, Sheldon Hughes, for supporting the show. E.L. Emerson Lamb in the house. I don't know what that was. Hope it's still playing. I heard a weird noise. Emerson Lamb. Can't trust any contrarian. Yeah, I think he meant contrarian, right? Yeah. They just want to say stuff to rile up the audience, man. Drama pays. Tony D in the house. Happy Father's Day to you, Tim, the father of the show. Thank you, my friend. What's up, Johnson? Wendy Zanzan. Wendy Zanzan says, Tim, please, the segment on the Detroit mayor's race. Yeah. Yeah, so you guys send me that. Send me some info, fam. Okay. Kim. Did you see when TikTok did Holocaust victims? Oh, God. No, I didn't see that, Johnson. Kim says, did you see when TikTok did Holocaust victims? Those Zoomers scare me. Jesus. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? David Melford says, the trolls are all over the Facebook page. Nina Turner for President 2024 about CRT. Thanks for the info, David. You know what, David? It's crazy, man. Now, you telling me this makes me more interested in finding out about it. What I've tried not to do is really engage trolls. Because I don't think they're really having a negative effect on me in this campaign. But if I engage with them, I give them more attention. And I don't want to give them more attention. You know what I'm saying? But if you say it's already fuming over, it's boiling over now, maybe we should take a look. John, what do you think of the awesome ruling from SCOTUS against NCAA? Students who play athletics can also get money. I think coaches in b-ball earn like $1 million. Now, I thought I saw something about them wanting to limit the money the players can make. Now, I'm sure, I don't know. How can I say this? There is no way I'd be against athletes, college athletes getting paid for their work, for the ticket sales that they help generate. Right? There's no way in hell that I would be against them getting paid. They should get paid. They absolutely should get paid. Those schools benefit from those students. The coaches benefit, trainers benefit, schools benefit, everyone benefits except the student. They may benefit from a scholarship, but let's face it, guys, we're talking millions and millions of dollars. So obviously, yes, sir. John, I agree with you. I got to check out the ruling, though. I don't know about the ruling. Guys, got to send me the story ideas, Johnson, because today was crazy. And I need to look further into this story. I'm going to cover it, though. I want to cover this. I'll look further into it. Let's get them. Let's get them, Johnson. Let's get them all. How's it going on Facebook, guys? You okay on Facebook? I hope this thing's running. Block the trolls. College, Tim. Yes, college. They should pay college students. They should pay college students. You know what I'm saying? They should pay them. They're just generating millions of dollars off these students. They're taking advantage of poor kids, typically. Lower middle class kids, typically. Impoverished kids, typically. I mean, I'm sure other kids go and play sports, but you know what I'm saying. Why would you not pay them? You're making money off of them. Why would you not pay them? Well, we don't want to incentivize you. Oh, so incentivize yourself. Incentivize yourself, huh? Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, Skippy. Yeah. I don't care if it's college. If you make money off a person, you should have to give them a cut. That's it. If your work generates money, you deserve to get paid. I don't know how much, but come on, Johnson. How the school's gonna make millions of dollars and they don't want to pay the students? We know how, Tim. It's a crooked system. All right, guys. Tomorrow. Be here tomorrow. Also, I got to find out if did we get clearance to run the Nina Turner debate for the Ohio's 11th district debate. I'm still going to check and see if we got clearance to run the debate forum for the seat. Okay, so that's tomorrow. I think it's 5 to 7. I will put out I will send an update to my Patreons and to Facebook and to Twitter about that coverage. Because if I'm not able to stream it, I still want you to know about it. I expect this to be everybody attacking Nina Turner. She's the front runner. And she's going to go in there like, bow, 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 bow. Right? Because no one running against Nina has anything to lose. Her closest competitor was polling at 15%, 35 points behind. So, I'm surprised she won't come out and just say, Nina Turner's from the planet Saturn. Nina Turner she's not a person. She was created in a Wuhan lab. This is going to make up stuff because they have no choice, right? They have no choice at all, because there's nothing. They have no campaign. They have no policies, no policies whatsoever. So what they're going to do is make up stuff and smear. All you can do is smear. You got nothing else. You don't stand for anything. So what you going to do? I saw a BS ad they ran. Don't trust her. Don't trust her. Talking about Nina Turner. Didn't talk at all about what you're going to do for people. Don't trust her. Don't trust her. Didn't even use your own words. Using a sample from Public Enemy. At least you didn't rap this time. So we will be covering that. I almost feel bad that I made fun of her rapping because she probably would have kept on rapping if I just didn't make fun of it. Imagine being a bad rapper and being a moderate, centrist, Hillary Clinton-supported Democrat, putting out a rap song that was so whack and none of your friends said, hey, listen, maybe not the rap. Maybe you shouldn't put a rap track out. Maybe you should put out some policies. Hey, Michelle, take her in the back, show her what a policy is. Because she's out here rapping when she should be out here stop capping for Hillary. You know what I mean? She should be out here coming up with policies instead of trying to out-rhyme somebody. You know? What's wrong with her? Sasha, Malia. Come on. Come on. Come on, man. All right, guys. I'm gone. I'm having too much fun now. More identity politics bullshit. Exactly, Johnson. Exactly. That's all we got. She's horrible. She's a person of color. Okay. How is she going to make lives better for people in Ohio? She's not. But she's black. Yeah, so is Nina. She's black too. And she's going to make their lives better. So guess who wins? All right, guys, I'm gone for real this time. I'll see you on the next one. Become a member of the Wolfpack. Thank you guys for your support. I'll see you soon. Be safe. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread. Wolfpack, y'all. In this video, I'm going to explain to you how not to be a political moron. Rule number 1, don't watch corporate media. Yeah, give corporate media a break. And if you have to, see rule number 2. Rule number 2, watch the Tim Black Show. Okay, I'm a little biased because I am Tim Black, but on the Tim Black Show, you get authentic news from a black perspective. We're 100% ethical, responsible, and real. And we never lie to you. Rule number 3, call up and join us on the Tim Black Show's Fridays and Tuesdays, where we open up phone lines. So you're going to hear people from all over the country call up and ask questions and make comments about what's going on in their world, what's happening, what the real deal is. Go to TimBlackTV.com or find us on Facebook or YouTube. Fridays at 11 p.m. for Freedom Friday, Tuesdays at 11 p.m. for TB Tuesdays. Don't be a political moron. Johnson. Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.